There's a moment in every Australian super account when something genuinely bizarre happens. The numbers stop making sense. Your balance starts growing faster than your paycheck can explain. Money you never earned starts appearing. And most Australians completely miss the moment it happens because it happens quietly, behind the scenes, and nobody at your super fund is going to send you a text about it. That moment is when you hit $100,000. And what happens next is the closest thing to legal financial magic in this country. I'm going to show you exactly what changes after that number, why the ATO doesn't advertise it, and why 88% of Australians never experience it, even though the rules are sitting right there, published in plain English on the government's own website. Let me start with a number that should genuinely stop you in your tracks. According to APRA, the median super balance for a 4-0 year, Old Australian is around $82,600. Not the average, the median. That means half of all 4-0-year-olds in this country have less than that. And it means most Australians are still climbing the hardest part of the compound curve, the part before the magic starts. Because here's the thing nobody tells you. From $0 to $100,000 in super, you're doing almost all the work. Your employer is contributing 12%. You might be salary sacrificing a bit, markets go up, markets go down, and it feels like every dollar in there came from your payslip. But at $100,000, the maths flips, and it flips harder than anyone teaching you personal finance has ever explained. Watch this. $100,000 invested in a balanced super option, earning 7.5% per year, which is the long-term average return. According to APRA, data generates $7,500 in growth. In 1 year, without you doing anything. That's more than your entire employer super contribution on a $60,000 salary. Read that again. At $100,000 in super, your money starts contributing more than your employer does. Compound growth stops being a background character and becomes the star of the show. And this is the part that genuinely shocks people. That $7,500 of growth, it's not taxed at your marginal rate. It's taxed at just 15% inside super, a rate you literally cannot get anywhere else in the Australian financial system. So you keep $6,375 of that growth every single year, automatically, while you're at work, while you're sleeping, while you're on holiday. Now let's fast forward. Because this is where the real magic starts. Say you hit $100,000 at age 35. You do nothing extra. You just let the employer 12% guarantee keep flowing and the market do its thing at 7.5%. By age 40, that $100,000 has become approximately $175,000. By age 50, $360,000. By age 60, $760,000. By age 67 retirement age for most Australians, you're sitting on approximately $1.3 million from $100,000 without contributing an extra dollar beyond what your employer is already forced to pay. But here's where I need to be honest about the catches, because this only works if you understand 3 things that the super industry does not want to advertise loudly. Number 1, the investment option. Roughly 70% of Australians are sitting in balanced or default options that grow at around 6 to 7%. But the same funds offer high-growth options that historically deliver 8 to 9%. That's a 1 to 2% gap. Sounds small. Isn't. On a $100,000 balance over 25 years, that's the difference between $760,000 and $1.1 million at retirement. Same fund, same super. Just a different tick box you can change in 5 minutes on your app. Number 2, the fees. The average Australian super fund charges around 1% per year in fees. Some cheap industry funds charge 0.6%. Some retail funds charge 1.5% or more. That 0.5% difference doesn't sound like much, but on a growing balance over 30 years, it can literally cost you $250,000. The most expensive product you own might be the one you've never actually looked at. Number 3, the account creep. The ATO estimates there are 6.3 million lost or unmatched super accounts in Australia, holding a combined $21.5 billion in forgotten money. Every extra account is a fee. Every fee is money that's not compounding. Consolidating on MyGov takes about 7 minutes. It's the single highest return 7 minutes most Australians will ever have with their money. Okay, so we've established that $100,000 is the point where your money starts working harder than you do. But there are also 3 specific rules that unlock at higher balances, and knowing these matters enormously. Rule 1, the transfer balance cap. As of July 2026, you can move up to $2 million out of the taxable super environment and into a tax-free pension phase at retirement. On investment earnings inside pension phase, you pay 0 tax, not 15%, 0. Anything above that $2 million stays in accumulation and keeps paying the 15% rate. Rule 2, the Division 296 tax. From July 2025, if your total super balance exceeds $3 million, an additional 15% tax applies to earnings on the amount over $3 million. So the total rate on that top slice becomes 30%. Still lower than most marginal rates outside super, but a real cost for the very largest balances. Rule 3, the carry forward rule. Once your total super balance is over $500,000, you lose the ability to use unused concessional cap from previous years. So the years where you're between $100,000 and $500,000 are actually the golden window to catch up on missed contributions. Miss it, and it closes forever. Now let me tell you the part that genuinely changed how I think about super in Australia. The average retail worker on a $60,000 salary who never salary sacrifices, never changes their default option, and never consolidates accounts, retires with roughly $380,000 in super. That's the default outcome. The same worker, same salary, same everything else, but they hit $100,000 by age 35, switched to high growth, consolidated to a low fee fund, and salary sacrificed just $100 a week, retires with approximately $890,000. Same job, same income, same lifestyle, same person. The gap between those two outcomes, $500,000, comes from decisions that took less than 1 hour total to make. And the gate is $100,000 in super at any age. That's where the compounding switch flips. Here's the final piece. The reason nobody tells you this is not a conspiracy. It's just that super is boring. Nobody wants to make a viral video about tick boxes in an app. But the Australians who quietly become wealthy are almost never the ones with big salaries. They're the ones who understood the mechanics of their super account by the time they were 35 and let the maths do the rest. If you're under $100,000, your job is to get there. If you're over $100,000, your job is to protect the machine. As always, this is educational content, not financial advice. Speak to a licensed financial advisor or your super fund before making changes. Every situation is different and the rules keep evolving. If this made super make actual sense to you for the first time, subscribe, because next week we're breaking down the real reason most Australians will never retire debt-free and what to do if you don't want to be one of them. See you then.